Alright, hello everyone. Finishing up week 3 competitions of... Oh, that's not a good split. Of Swedish Brood War Initiative's Nation Wars. We have Latin America versus North America. In the bottom left is Hezz as the yellow Protoss. Hezz of Latin America. And that is 7 o'clock. Use that one. And in the top right, as the white Zerg, is Modesty of North America. And that is 2, not 3 o'clock. Not 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And reset score. Ba-boom. Alright. So, the astute VOD viewer might notice that North America's already winning 1-0. That was because set 1 was a walkover. Shoutouts to Yan for getting a walkover. Or for being the recipient of the walkover. He got the win. So yes, counts to the win column. But North America starts with an advantage, going into the second set of Modesty versus Hezz. Alright. Who gave the Hezz? Handy gave the Hezz. Handy was the no-show. Alright, so we have we got one base. We got one base from Hezz. The gateway's not placed out here. If you wanted to go Expo, you'd put the gateway out here, but no. We're going one base. One base tech. Now, I didn't cast the games. It was Elegant who casted the games. But I remember that there was one Latin America player who had quite the affinity for going one base. And it started with an H. It might have been Handy. Might have been Hezz. Was it Hezz? Alright. Anyway, we'll see how it works out for him. On the other side, Modesty, getting Lings out early. That's a 9 pull. It's gotta be a 9 pull. Or not. Or it could not be a 9 pull. Those are the two options. It either is a 9 pull or it's not a 9 pull. I don't think it's a 9 pull anymore. It was not a 9 pull. Alright. Anyway, Lings are coming out. And Hezz has the first test of the one base. One base means you don't have a nice wall here. And going one base tech means he doesn't have a good zealot count either. This could get sticky really quickly for Hezz here. As he starts to get his cyber core. Alright. Oh, it was a 9 pull? Dang it. I should stop second guessing myself. Just stick with what I said in the beginning. I'm actually really surprised Modesty is pausing. No, I'm not surprised Modesty's pausing. I'm surprised Modesty's not going in. It's like he has 5 Lings. This is obviously not tight. You just run on this side, one Zealot can attack you, it gets like 2 attacks off. Nothing. No damage. And then you get to just harass probes. You get like this is what Zeke has wet dreams about. Somebody who is stupid enough to let Zeke Lings into their base. And Modesty is not Zeke, he does not have Zeke Lings, but he can pretend to be Zeke. And still get some kills. He can't get 5 times as many probe kills as he has Lings, which would be Zeke's way of doing it. But he can still get some. He can still get some here. And I'm really surprised he's not going for it. Even if he has to run down the center, he still will not lose a single Zergling. Okay, let's be honest. There are a lot of people who have wet dreams about this. The walkover game from H Pacific versus Poland was Chiante versus Pike. Chiante did not show up. Although Chiante was nice enough to at least say that he would not be able to show up, so that Pike didn't have to show up. Ooh. Modesty. Modesty. Interesting. What is he going to do with this? What is he going to do with this? There's nowhere to, like, use the burrow trick. He can't be, like, burrowing lings and then pushing them through anywhere. You can burrow one where the command center would go down. Or the Nexus. If he was Terran, it's where the command center would go down, too. Hezz is going lots of speed lots. Speed lot, possibly Archon, but not quite yet. He has a lot of gas. Okay, he has to be getting the Templar Archives. Unless he's just making a mistake in mining this much gas, but he's going Zealots. It requires no gas. He'll figure it out eventually. Either that he needs to throw down Templar Archives or that he should stop mining gas. Alright, so, probe, putting down the Templar Archives, okay. So, that's a lot of gas for Archons. Sick. And the Lings are burrowed. Alright. Now, you don't want to attack these guys. Attacking them would be bad. You just want to let them pass over you, and then go for counterattack. There we go. Might have wanted to wait a little bit longer so that they didn't see, but really it's not a huge difference. It's really not a big difference. And there are a lot of probes here to be killed. Alright, how many are we going to get? 1, 2... 2 so far. Modesty did... I mean, he saw that many Zealots coming out. It's a scary number of Zealots, and they have speed. No attack, but they do have speed. Now burrowing them. Ooh, dirty. Oh, Modesty. Modesty totally did this to me once. Oh, okay. That's dirty shit. So, now he does need to hold off this attack. He saw it coming out. He had plenty of time to get Sunkens. So he has a lot of Sunkens, and these Zealots are just going to eat tentacles right now. But he doesn't quite cover this far. So Hezz isn't completely lost. He can still make something happen here. Although that's really inconvenient, because the Zealots can't attack it without being in range of all the other ones. Meanwhile, we still have these Zerglings here. Remember 5 kills. We can try to count how many are there. There is one Zealot just like waiting to pounce as soon as they unburrow, but it's fine. They just unburrow, eat 2 Zealot shots, and then reburrow, and then heal up. It's a foolproof plan. Foolproof plan. Anyway, the Zealots are going for a run-by, but Modesty, realizing that's what he would be looking for, and shuts that down quite handily. Great defense there. Absolutely great defense. So, I thought he'd wait for the Archons, because Archons are pretty helpful, but instead he just wanted to attack the Zealots, and now going for some DTs. Not going to be using his gas, still has a little bit too much gas. Mining with 2 dudes on gas. I think he pulled one off of gas. I'm pretty sure he didn't have 2 this entire time. So he realized he has too much gas. He just doesn't realize he has that much too much gas. Anyway, so DT should have been seen. Modesty, I mean, he just burrowed the Lings immediately. So I assume he was paying attention to one of them just suddenly exploding. Oh, and there's an Overlord here too. Overlord certainly should have seen the DT. The Lings coming in, getting another kill. 4 and 2. So, up to 6. Getting 1 more kill since we last checked in on them, but that cannon, little bit annoying. Yeah. That cannon's gonna kind of put a shut down to Modesty's fun here. Ooh. He repositioned? That means the Lings unburrowed and attacked. That's not a good idea. Get so many Zealots. The point of burrowing is so that you don't have to fight the Zealots, not so that you can fight them more often. Just stay away. Alright. In the meantime, Modesty's getting Mutalisks. That's pretty good. There was 1 cannon, but that was it. And no Archons. He had the gas for Archons. He could have tried to, like, rush to Archons, but really, nah, too much damage would have been done. And Modesty takes game number 1. Okay, so, 1 base in Latin America. It's a thing. We're rocking it. Didn't work out for that game, but that's fine. Stick to your guns, man. Alright, in the bottom right is the Yellow Zerg. Yellow Zerg, aka Modesty. Control X, Control V. And in the bottom left, I'm pretty sure I said bottom right last time. Modesty's in the bottom right. In the bottom left is Hezz as the teal Protoss. Control X, Control V. And that is 7 o'clock. So use this, don't use these two, and refresh. Here we go. Defilers were in vanilla. The UNISEC, there were 7 units added. Valkyries, Medics, DTs, Dark Archons, Corsairs, Lurkers, and Devourers. I knew which one it was, I just got the name confused. It was definitely Devourers. So, like, a lot of anti-air. It's all the anti-air unit, all the air-to-air units. The Corsairs, the Valkyries, and the Devourers, along with DTs, Medics, Lurkers, Dark Archons. Okay, DTs were in vanilla, but they were only in the campaign. You couldn't make them in a game. So they're like, the concept of them wasn't new, but actually be incorporating them into the game was new. Actually, that's why if you play through the vanilla campaign and you click on a DT, it doesn't say this says Zerg spawning pool and Zerg hatchery. If you click on a DT, it doesn't say Protoss DT. It just says DT in vanilla, and then it's in Brood War it changed to Protoss DT. Anyway, so it looks like Hezz is not going to 1 base. So that's nice. Unfortunately, this wall is a thing. I don't know if Doty's still in chat. But yeah, that's a wall. All right. So, Ling's moving out. Probably can't get much here. I mean, the wall's bad, but he did go for 2 cannons early, so eh. He could go for a run by. If he hugs this side, he'll lose some. I think he'll be able to get in with 3. 2 or 3. It seems like if he tries to run by and he loses 4, it's not worth it. But if he only loses 3, it's fine. And then this gateway here, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Anyway, so it looks like Modesty's playing a normal game now. After what his opponent did last time, he didn't ever need to take a 3rd base. But this time, opponent's actually going to get a forge. Ugh. Reasonable for him to take an expo. A lot of birds are flying by my window. That's nice. Shout out to birds. Okay. So, Hezz is getting a Cybercore. And getting his Nexus. Nexus is a little bit late. I think he went Gateway. He certainly got Forge and 2 cannons before the Nexus. But I think he also got the Gateway before the Nexus, which is a little bit excessive. He didn't need to quite delay the Nexus that much. And now he's getting the Cybercore. We'll see whether he gets Stargate or Citadel first. In America, turkeys can fly. Turkeys don't exist anywhere else. Like, where... Not only that, but, like, bred turkeys can't fly. Like, turkeys can't fly anymore. They're like chickens. They've lost their ability to fly over the years of making them have enormous breasts. I don't know if our geese are super large. I know what size an American goose is, but I don't know, like, the size of a German goose, I guess. I know Germans make delicious goose. Although I really like their duck more. I think duck tastes better than goose. We don't do that in America. Having any bird other than chicken or turkey is pretty rare. And even turkey is really not that common. If you're going to be eating a bird as a meal, it's typically a chicken. Which, chicken's not bad, but just duck is delicious. Alright. So, looks like he is going to go Stargate first. Alright. Getting that initial Corsair out. Should be able to do some good stuff with that. Get the scouting off and whatnot. As Modesty's doing the normal stuff, his Spire will be at a very normal time. The Stargate was... Where'd it go? Where? Okay. I didn't just lose it. It got canceled. Interesting. This Dragoon chased out the Overlord. So the Overlord saw the Stargate, and then has after the Overlord was killed, immediately canceled the Stargate, threw down 3 more gateways. So he's going 4 gate, and now has a Citadel. So pretty much, he's one basing as much as he could be. Like, it's a 2 base, but really it's a 1 base. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like, countries can have more than one delicious food. Like, Wiener Schnitzel is delicious. It's great stuff. The stuff you said, also good. I actually really like German noodles. Like the Spätzle. I can't pronounce it right. But it's really plain. It's like super, super boring. But I find it delicious. I love the Spätzle. And then, Landjägers. Oh, Landjägers are my favorite. Love Landjägers. Anyway, so yeah, Germany has lots of delicious food. Goose and duck are one of their delicious foods. Ooh, actually, you know what? As Hezz is going in for an attack that's not going to work because he had a lot of Dragoons early. I don't think it's going to work, at least. Kind of weird attack. Anyway, something that I had in Germany that, like, I haven't seen anywhere else. I had never heard of this before, but it was delicious. They took an apple and then cored it out, and then put cranberries into where the core used to be in the half of the apple, and then baked it. So the apple was like kind of mushy, but the apple combined with the cranberries is so good. Delicious. It just came as a side on something I had there. I had never seen that before. It's so damn good. So yeah, shoutouts to German food. German food's awesome. That's so standard. Not anywhere else in the world. It's not standard anywhere else in the world. And alright. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go with Professor Protoss's pronunciation of that. One, because he's a professor. So, hard to argue against that. But also because he had an umlaut. So, if you have a keyboard with an umlaut in it, you probably know how to spell stuff, right? Anyway. So yeah, too many sunken colonies. And he doesn't even need to put the sunken colonies behind. To defend against the goons. It's actually better to have them in front. So, SimCity really wasn't an issue there. Easily able to push it back. Hezz is going to try to rotate up. Try to do something here. But really, I don't think it's going to be enough. There is a DT. Goes down almost immediately. Well, maybe. One disadvantage of having the Sunken so far out is that sometimes you don't have all the Sunkens firing, as this Sunken is not really dealing with the Dragoons, which are the bigger issue right now. Zella goes down. There's still some Dragoons left. They might be able to snipe off a hatchery if he can't quite make enough lings, but Mutalisks coming in from the back. The Mutalisks might not even be enough. It looks like only 4 Mutalisks. He has 6 in the control group, but I don't know if all 6 are there. No, all 6 weren't there. It was only 4. So 4 Mutalisks coming in with those other 2 a little bit behind. Is it going to be enough? There's a decent enough number of Dragoons. It's like kind of a weird fight, Dragoons versus Mutalisks, because neither is really good, quote-unquote, against each other. So it's going to be pretty close, and it looks like... barely Modesty's going to be able to take that out. Didn't lose a whole lot of Mutalisks, but lost a lot of stuff on the ground. Alright. So, excuse me, Hezz is seeing the Mutalist transition, and I'm getting distracted by German food. This is a terrible idea. That needs to be on the list of things to never do during a cast. Talk about delicious food, because then everybody starts talking about delicious food, and then I get hungry. Anyway, Modesty's moving in, going to... I don't know if there's a whole lot he can do here, because he revealed the Mutalist so early. Hezz had a chance to get up whatever anti-air he wanted. The cannons are up, and he tried to get an Archon, but that didn't quite pan out. There are still a lot of stuff that Modesty can go for in the main, but in terms of attacking the mineral lines, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We'll see what he's able to do, though. He does have a lot of Mutalisks right now, and using the cliff to his advantage right here, easily can take out that cannon. Now it's only 1. Modesty can get something going here to stack at 10 Mutalisks. He really just needs to be weary of the Archons. There's not quite enough cannons for that to be a huge, huge deterrent. It's just if Hezz makes Archons. Moving out with the Dragoons again. Protoss is on 2 base. Somebody really wants me to point that out, but that's kind of obvious. Protoss is pretty late in taking their 3rd in this matchup. There's no way they could have gotten it up at this point. Especially when their entire build was designed around going for an early timing attack. Like, that's... whatever. Alright. So. Mutalisk moving in. I do think that there's a lot of possibilities for this Mutalisk here, and Modesty's being really, really passive with them. Just based on the topography here, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard for the Mutalisk to... Or, excuse me, it's going to be really hard for the Mutalisk to be hit by the Archon. The Archon has to move in and try to find... I think that Modesty could be doing a lot more here. I think he's missing an opportunity. I think he's really missing an opportunity to kill a lot more probes here. But maybe this is what he meant by he's playing, because he said he was really bad. On one hand, he could just be modest. On the other hand, he could be just talking about, I'm not really playing bad, I'm just not taking every opportunity possible. But he's still doing a lot of damage. He's still doing a lot of damage with this. Hezz has finally cleared that out, and now is going to be taking his Expo. Still a little bit late. Alright. We've already seen the Lurkers out. Hive just nearing halfway now. So he'll get his Hive tech out soon. Ooh, Mutalisk flying over the Dragoons. Little bit undesirable there. And while Modesty has done damage, he does need to be careful at this point. The supply is pretty close. So if he gets caught in some bad engagements here, this army from Hezz is strong enough to do some serious damage to bases. Just be careful with that. Alright. So. That's actually really nice by Hezz. Normally, a Protoss won't build observers until they actually see the Lurkers, and they realize that they're going to need it. But Hezz had them out early, and that's really going to be helpful. The base would have died if it wasn't for the observers right there. So good foresight by Hezz to get the observers, even though he didn't absolutely need them at the moment. It's going to really pay off for him in terms of getting that base up. Wow, lots of overlords for Modesty. The hive is done, and we're starting to get our Zergling upgrades. Some nice Zergling. Wait a second. Okay, I never realized this. Okay, this is a claw. There are only 2 units that get upgraded by Zergling. There's only 2 units that get upgraded by plus melee. Zerglings and Ultralisks. And that's clearly not an Ultralisk. It's supposed to be a Zergling. But then you click on this, and it's split into 2 fingers. 1 finger, 2 fingers. The fuck? Do Zerglings have 1 finger, or do they have 2 fingers? Or do they have, like, really big hands? Because clearly this is, like, nail and then extension. Where on these... Oh, it's gone now. But on those, it was just the nail directly connecting to the hand. I never noticed that before. That's messed up. Man, for that to work, they... Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, it's out on the side. So they have 3 fingers. And that one just looks at... And this one's just looking at the side finger. But the other one was looking at the 2 top fingers. I could see that. See that? Maybe the upgrade... Maybe the extra adrenaline from the adrenal gland upgrade actually promotes a 2nd finger growth in Zerglings. I like that. I like that idea. Anyway, Hezz had some Templar here, and that was a good idea. Not using the Storm, that was a bad idea. You should use your Storms when there's a lot of Zerg units clumped up, and you're going in for an attack. Alright. So, yeah. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hatcheries. Alright. Yeah, this is... Modesty's gonna overwhelm Hezz here. This was... Yeah, this was not a terribly good game for Hezz. Didn't work out so well for him. Alright. So there's GG. Modesty's gonna take it 2-0. North America goes up 2-0 as well.